Hare Krishna, we are very fortunate to have the association of His Holiness Sankarshan Das Adhikari Maharaj. Maharaj has been visiting Pune quite often. Every year he and Mataji visits Pune, and devotees get a lot of nourishment from their association. I'll give a brief introduction of Maharaj. Maharaj was born in St. Louis, Missouri, USA on November 7th, 1947, which was the 10th day of the holy month of Kartik, according to the Vaishnava calendar. He met his Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada in 1971 and was initiated by him on 12th August of the same year. Srila Prabhupada personally told him when he was the young disciple that time that he is very pleased with his sincerity and enthusiasm for spreading the Krishna consciousness movement. Maharaj fully dedicated his life for serving the order of his spiritual master to become a guru and deliver the world. For the last 51 years, he has uninterruptedly served Srila Prabhupada's movement, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, in various capacities. In the year 2000, in recognition for his full dedication to Srila Prabhupada's mission, ISKCON's GBC Governing Body Commission gave him their blessings to initiate disciples. Since that time, he has been regularly traveling and lecturing extensively all over the world for reviving the dormant Krishna consciousness in the hearts of all living beings. Well known for his internet-based training program, the Ultimate Self-Realization Course, he has attracted over 34,000 plus subscribers from over 100 different countries who receive a daily inspirational message and personal answers to their questions regarding how to become perfect in Krishna consciousness. So, we would like to welcome Maharaj and Mataji here at ISKCON BCEC, Bhakti Center for Education and Culture, by softly chanting once the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. So the lecture will be in English, and at the end of the class, or before that only, we are arranging for chits, some paper chits where you can write your questions, and Maharaj and Mataji will answer them. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabi Hari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabi Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivara Dhari Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivara Dhari Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivara Dhari Gopi Janna Jasonanandana Prajadana Ranjana Jasonanandana Prajadana Ranjana Jamnachera Jamanate Vanachari Jaya Ram Hamarava Kunja Bihari Jaya Ram Hamarava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Gaura Vimanande. Jayam Vishnu Pad Paramahamsa Parivajrakacharya Astadarasadhi Shrimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Bhaktita Pavana Savior of the fallen souls Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada flooding the whole material world with a tidal wave of super ecstatic Krishna Prema ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnu Pad Paramahamsa Parivajrakacharya Astadarasadhi Shrimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Gopinath Samakun Radhakun Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Mayapur Dham Ki Jai. Navadip Dham Ki Jai. Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Ki Jai. Jamuna Mai Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Tutsi Devi Ki Jai. Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Gaura Premananda. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Maham Vishnu Varaya Krishna Vastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Namaste Sarasvati Devi Gaudavani Pacharine Nivisheshu Shunyavadi Pashtita Desha Tadine. So today we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, the second, what is it, second canto, chapter 1, text number 34. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Ishashya Keshan Vidur Ambuvahan Vasatu Sanyam Kuruvarya Bhumna Avyaktam Ahu Hridayam Manacham Sa Chandrama Sarvavikara Kosha Ishashakeshan Vidur Ambavahan Vashashtatanyam Kuruvarya Bhumna Adyakta Hridayam Manascha Sachannama Sarvavikara Kosha Ishashakeshan Vidaram Vavahan Vasastatanyam Kuruvarya Bhumna Adyakta Hridayam Manascha Sachannama Sarvavikara Kosha Ishashakeshan Vidaram Vavahan Vasastatanyam Kuruvarya Bhumna Avyakta Hridayam Manascha Sachannama Sarvavikara Kosha
Ishasya Keshan Vidurambuvaha Vasastu Sandhyam Kuruvarya Bhumnaha Avyaktamahur Hridayam Manascha Sachandrama Sarva Vikara Dosha Koshaha
Vasastu Sandhyam Kuruvarya Bhumna Avyaktamahurdayam manascha Sachandrama sarva vikara kosha
ईशस्य केशान् विदुरम्बुवाहान् वासस्तु सन्ध्यां कुरुवर्य भूम्ना अव्यक्तमाहुर्हृदयं मनश्च स चन्द्रमा सर्वविकारकोशः
वासस्तु सन्ध्यां कुरुवर्य भूम्नः अव्यक्तमाहुर्हृदयं मनश्च स चन्द्रमः सर्वविकारः कोशः
स चन्द्रमा सर्वविकारकोश
वासस्तु सन्ध्यां कुरुवर्य भूम्ना अव्यक्तमाहुर्हृदयं मनश्च स चन्द्रमा सर्वविकारकोश
Ishashya of the Supreme Controller. Kesham, hairs on the head. Vidu, you know it from me. Ambavahan, the clouds which carry water. Vastatu, the dress. Sanyam, termination of day and night. Kuryavarya, oh, best of the Kurus. Bhumna, of the Almighty. Avyaktam, the prime cause of material creation. Ahu, it is said. Hridayam, intelligence. Manacha, and the mind. Sa, he. Chandrama, the moon. Sarvavikara kosha, the reservoir of all changes. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. O best amongst the Kurus, the clouds which carry water are the hairs on his head. The terminations of days or nights are his dress, and the supreme cause of material creation is his intelligence. His mind is the moon, the reservoir of all changes. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jatam Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Scha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadaitam Savadutam Parijana Savitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha. So, this verse is a very nice verse. It reminds me of also in the Bhagavad Gita, so many things you said. Of great bodies of water, I am the ocean. Sashi Shuryayo, I am the light of the sun and the moon. These verses are very nice because they help us to connect with Krishna in any and all circumstances. Just like we can see the clouds in the sky. They're who's carrying water, the hairs on his head. The terminations of days are nights. In other words, when night ends and the sun rises, that's Krishna's dress. And when the day ends and the sun sets, that's also Krishna's dress. So in this way, we can learn how to experience Krishna within everything and everything within Krishna. This very much reminds me of the first lecture I heard from His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. He had just arrived at the airport, and he was driven into the Ratha Yatra site in Golden Gate Park, and this was in June of 1971 in San Francisco, California, USA. He got up on Lady Subhadra's cart, and the first word, this was the first words I ever heard from his lotus mouth. He said, Jagannatha Swami, Naganapatagami Bhavatume. There was about 300 devotees there and 3,000 hippies. And Prabhupada said, you have all seen God. Because Krishna says, I'm the light of the sun and the moon. And Prabhupada said, every day you're drinking water, once, twice, thrice, more than every day. If every time you drink water, you remember that Krishna is the taste of the water, immediately become Krishna conscious. To become Krishna conscious is not a very difficult job, simply requires practice. Just like anything you want to become good at. Somebody wants to be a good guitar player, they practice. Or a good madranga player, or a good this or that, they practice it. We have a saying in America, practice makes perfect. So the same way, if you want to become a pure devotee, an expert devotee, just practice them. That's all you have to do, practice them. And when we're being trained, just like I used to be a guitar teacher before I became a devotee. When I was a college kid, I was a guitar teacher. So I'd be showing my students, well, that's not the wrong way. That's not the right way to play the G chord or the C chord, or that's not the right way to do this or that. The teacher trains the student, this is correct, this is not correct, you see. So we have our advanced devotees, our gurus, we have Prabhupada behind everything to show us what's right and what's wrong, you see. So if we're doing something wrong, we get corrected. If we're doing something right, we're informed, well, you're doing it the right way now, you see. So where that training receives from our seniors, our superiors, that helps us to master this art of becoming Krishna conscious. So to become Krishna conscious is the most important thing we can ever do, because not being Krishna conscious keeps us entangled in the cycle of birth and death, suffering so many miseries unnecessarily. Actually, miseries are not necessary. Miseries are only due to ignorance. You understand this point? Miseries are only due to ignorance because we forget who we really are. The actual self is eternal, full of knowledge and bliss. He or she never experienced any miseries, is it? Satchidananda Vigraha. That's our actual identity. You don't get old, you don't get sick, you don't die. You don't need a wheelchair or glasses or a hearing aid or whatever. You see. We don't need all these things. Their actual position is we're eternal youths in the pastimes of Krishna. We don't need all these skyscraper buildings and two-wheelers and cars and all. We don't need all this stuff, you see. All we need is Krishna and Krishna's devotees and the transcendental realm of Goloka Vrindavan. That's all we really need. So right now, we're doing a misidentification with the body. We're suffering so many things unnecessarily. But Krishna is so kind, he's actually come here to rescue us, you see. Actually, the very reason we exist is Krishna wants loving relationships. So how many loving relationships would he like? Well, in Dwarka he had 16,108 queens. But that's nothing. Only 16,000. Krishna actually enjoys, he has the ability to enjoy unlimitedly, you see. Therefore, he expands from himself an infinite number of living beings so he can have an infinite number of unique loving relationships. Each and every devotee provides Krishna a certain unique flavor, a certain unique rasa, a certain taste. We have the 5 primary rasas, you see. Santadasha, neutrality, servitorship, friendship, parenthood, and conjugal. But within those 5 divisions, there's an infinite number of subdivisions, you see. And each devotee offers Krishna a certain flavor, a certain taste he can't get anywhere else. That's why Krishna is missing you. You offer Krishna a certain flavor or taste, and your unique loving relationship with him he can't get from anywhere else. Therefore, Krishna very wants you to come back home, back to Godhead, so he can once enjoy that very unique and special loving relationship that you can offer him and nobody else can offer him. So we should not cheat Krishna out of our love, because Krishna wants our love so he can fully reciprocate with us. Actually, Krishna is already giving us his love, but we're not reciprocating with him, you see. Love is a two-way street. You see, love is back and forth. So Krishna is giving love, but he's not getting anything back, you see. That's the problem. We're not reciprocating with Krishna, and therefore we're cheating ourselves. We're keeping ourselves locked up in this hellish nightmare of material existence. So Krishna very much wants us back. That's why he comes. Yada yada hi dharmasha glanirvabhita bharata. Krishna very much wants us back. Therefore, again and again, he comes. He sends great devotees. He sends Lord Rama is there, Narada Muni, Srila Vyasadeva, Madhvacharya, Ramanujacharya, Vishnu Swami, down to the 6 Goswamis, Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, down, the Gorga Shardas Babaji, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. They've all been sent here to rescue us from our drowning here in this ocean of birth and death. But the trouble is that even though they've come to rescue us, we're fighting off the rescue, you see. Just imagine a drowning person and someone swims out there to save him and he punches him in the face. What do you mean, trying to save me? This drowning is very wonderful. That's what's happening. We're drowning and thinking it's very nice. Illicit sex, meeting, intoxication, gambling. It's bliss. We're so much in illusion. It's called Maya Sukhaya, illusory happiness. We actually think we're enjoying this misery. Can you imagine how deluded we are? We're suffering and we think it's fun. That's how deluded we actually are, you see. So let us take advantage of Srila Prabhupada and those who purely represent Srila Prabhupada and get out of this nightmare and come back to our actual position, you see. Anybody have any questions, you can send them forward. We don't have forever. Okay. All right. Okay. How to remove, overcome negativity, hatred about a person who has hurt me. Well, Lord Nityananda was, yes. Now, Haridas Thakur was beaten in 22 marketplaces. Did he hate those people who were beating him? The Lord Jesus Christ was nailed to a cross. It's horrible. You can imagine a nail put through your hand, in both hands and your feet, how painful that would be. And did he hate them? He said, Father, forgive them, for they don't know what they're doing. He prayed for their benefit. Those people actually nailed him to a cross. So we have to study Haridas Thakur and Lord Jesus Christ, how they felt towards people who were persecuting them and harming them in so many ways. They had kindness for those people, you see. So those are our examples. How to deal with somebody who hurts me. Actually, we should see everything equally. Prabhupada explains not to be jubilant in victory or depressed in defeat. how to see everything equally as the mercy of the Lord. How to remain steady and determined in the practice of Krishna consciousness when the material energy is coming up with, let's see, coming up with different weapons of technology, godless, to divert or dilute our practice. Well, the key is, whatever is there, use it for Krishna. Just like Prabhupada, what was the standard for sannyasis? To walk from village to village, right? To walk from village to village. So Prabhupada's called the jet age Acharya. Flying on the airplanes. Can you imagine a sannyasi flying on airplanes? You see? So we have to learn how to use everything in Krishna's service, you see. Whatever it may be, automobiles, internet, smartphones, anything and everything we can utilize in Krishna's service. That's the key. If we use it for Krishna's service, then it becomes transcendental. Okay, let's see. Guru Manaji, you want to take some? Guru Manaji is here. My wife, my better half, is here. She's Guru Mataji. Give a microphone and give her some questions too. You give her some questions. We'll go back and forth. She should do it. She's giving powerful Bhagavatam class yesterday in the new Vedic Culture Center. Very powerful Bhagavatam class she gave yesterday.
The question is how to continue serving under a cynical authority. Wow.
What kind? Sinister?
Cynical.
Cynical.
What an attitude. Instead of being grateful, what to see? Cynical attitude, authority. What a gratitude. Somebody gives me here the Krishna consciousness, and I see that person, that he is a cynical person. What a grateful person, huh? Whose question is this? Huh? Are we supposed to be grateful to the Vaishnava or see them as cynical person? Nonsense.
They say, don't bite the hand that feeds you. This person is biting the hand that feeds them. You give me this mercy and I bite your hand. You're cynical. Okay, could you please share with us specific instructions given to you by Srila Prabhupada? Sure. I always love doing that. It helps me remember. I got initiated, and it was of course, very wonderful to get initiated by Prabhupada. Wow. Can you imagine the ecstasy? So, Prabhupada was in London, and I was there in Austin, Texas. So I wrote Prabhupada a letter along with my Guru Dakshina, telling him I wanted to spread this movement. That's all I said. And he wrote me the most wonderful letter back. He said, I see you're a very sincere and enthusiastic boy, eager to spread this Krishna consciousness movement. Now continue enthusiastically as you were doing, and surely Krishna will bless you. Surely Krishna will bless you. So I ask you, listeners here, do you think that instruction is any less potent now than it was 52 years ago? Is it any less potent now as it was when Prabhupada told me in 1971? Has it lost its potency? Or is it even more potent? More potent. So Prabhupada is not dead and gone. There's two presences of the spiritual master, Vani and Vapu. Vapu is his physical presence. It's sometimes here, sometimes not here. But the most important presence is the Vani. Prabhupada told us in Atlanta in 75, he said, I always feel how my spiritual master is seeing me. So actually Prabhupada is here, he's seeing me, seeing my ups and downs, when I'm doing things right, when I'm doing things wrong. Prabhupada sees everything. By his great potency, he's seeing everything I'm going to. But his merciful instruction is always there, that continue enthusiastically as you are doing, and surely Krishna will bless you. So sometimes my enthusiasm goes down, but I pick myself up and say, okay, got to get back in the track, you know. Sometimes I get derailed a little bit, the modes of nature attack me, but no, I just get back, all right, go by modes of nature, I'm going to get back in the track and be enthusiastic or pushing for this movement. So Prabhupada's mercy keeps me going. Even though I have my ups and downs, Prabhupada's mercy is always there to get me right back on the track, and therefore I'm still enthusiastic. My desire is to make the whole world Krishna conscious, and let us devotees all work together to deliver all the fallen souls of this material world back to home, back to Godhead. Ki Jai. Okay, is there another question for Guru Maharaji?
How to develop taste in chanting. Have you seen a man and a woman loving one another? How they develop the taste, remembering and serving, right? They are attracted. So this is how, if you have love for Krishna, you can chant very nicely. Develop love for Krishna. Okay? Whose question is this?
Let's have some more for Guru Maharaji.
Love Krishna, so you can love Krishna, so you will
She
chant.
has much? Okay. How to balance family life and nurturing sadhana. Your servant Mukunda Prabhu something. So actually we have to be totally into family life. Completely, 100% into family life. You know what is the family? All living entities. These are all our family members, isn't it? Krishna is our father and we're all a big family. All living entities in this material world, we're a big family. So let's serve our family by liberating them all back to home, back to Godhead. So you should be totally into family life. Completely, totally. Brahmacharis, grahastas, everybody should be completely, totally into family life. Let's save all these souls. So that within your, also if you're grahasta, it's the same thing. My wife, my kids, my husband, I have to act and speak in such a way that they become delivered back to home, back to Godhead. So always, the point is always be in the preaching mood at every minute, in all situations. And in this way you have the perfect balance. Your family life becomes not different from your sadhana.
Dandavat Pranam. More than 5 decades you have practiced Krishna consciousness. Could you please share secret of this? Life gives so many troubles to keep going. That's a question for you.
All right. What has kept me going for all these, you know, half a century, more than half a century? It's again Prabhupada's mercy. Remembering, it's all remembering Prabhupada and trying to please Prabhupada. I have so many wonderful memories of him, and they give me great encouragement, great encouragement. So many wonderful experiences I had with Prabhupada. Just like that time I was in Atlanta, and I was never a big devotee, your temple president, GBC. I was always just one of the rank and file devotees, and I didn't go on the morning walks. I wasn't one of the biggies, just a small-time brahmachari, you know. And I've never got a chance I would get as close to Prabhupada as I possibly could. So in Atlanta, he was there, a big temple room packed with devotees, but I would get right by the Vyasa son, standing right by his right side, where I was practically touching the Vyasa son. And his personal servant, Shrutakirti, was on the other side of Vyasasam. So I looked, I was just a few, Prabhupada sitting in between me and Shrutakirti. His lap is right there. I looked across Prabhupada's lap at Shrutakirti, and he gave me the most beautiful, loving smile you could ever imagine, across Prabhupada's lap. And I realized, here he's Prabhupada's personal servant, he's with him at every minute, but Prabhupada's mercy is, he was like a mirror. Prabhupada's mercy was bouncing on him, he was shining it onto me, you see. So I have those experiences. So many wonderful, wonderful experiences with Prabhupada and Prabhupada's disciples that give me great energy and encouragement in spite of all the ups and downs that we go through in our regular daily lives, you see. So that's what's kept me going, all those wonderful memories and Prabhupada, so many personal instructions I got from Prabhupada, and so many things he writes in his books. Just like I gave a class the other day in Pune, Prabhupada says we have to taste the beauty of Krishna. Can you imagine such a concept? You ever thought about tasting beauty? Tasting beauty? We've never thought of such a thing. That's mystical, isn't it? That's mystical. Tasting beauty. It's not, we don't normally think about tasting beauty. You normally think about tasting with the tongue, you see. Could you imagine tasting beauty of Krishna? So how do you taste the beauty of Krishna? By seeing the deity form, remembering his pastimes in so many ways. So these things give me great encouragement when I read these different instructions from Prabhupada. So many wonderful instructions. Another one that really inspires me a lot, he says, if one chants the holy name of the Lord without offense, he becomes Jagat Guru. And under his influence, the whole world becomes Krishna conscious. So that's something to inspire you when you chant your japa? That by chanting pure bhakti, pure nama, this whole world can become Krishna conscious. So the personal experiences I have with Prabhupada, and so many amazing, amazing things in his books and his lectures, they give me the energy to keep going decade after decade, and I'm willing to serve Prabhupada for all of eternity. That's my mentality. Even if I don't go back to Godhead, that's okay. Birth after birth, give me, O Lord Chaitanya, causeless devotion to your feet divine, Bhaktivedanta praise, when will that day be now? I don't need to go back to Godhead. I'm already as good as back to Godhead just by being connected with Srila Prabhupada. And that's my mentality.
How can I develop consistency? Sometimes I practice Krishna consciousness seriously, but many times I am not. Do you keep consistency in anything? Huh? Whose question is this? Eating, sleeping, mating, jobs, and all that, we keep the consistency in all circumstances. So why cannot we keep the consistency for the ultimate goal of life? Huh? This is so practical. For the temporary body, we do so much. Day and night, we do so much. Why can't we do something for the soul? Polishing the cage so much. Why can't we do something for the bird? Please feed the bird consistently.
Don't let the bird starve by polishing the cage. So here's an interesting one. Hare Krishna Maharaj, how to deal with situations where you're being judged time and time again circumstantially by superiors. We have a lot of people who are finding fault with superiors, isn't it? We have all these questions. I'm finding they're cynical, there's this, they're that, they're judgmental, they're cynical. We have a mood here in this temple of people judging their superiors. I can see that. So you need to learn how to appreciate your superiors. Just like, I'll give you a few examples. I wasn't initiated. I was actually not even aspiring to be a disciple. They let me live in the temple. I said I wanted to do it as a learning experience. I didn't say I wanted to join, but Vishnu Swami let me join and live just as a learning experience. But sometimes I appreciate when I was instructed, sometimes I didn't like it at all. sometimes I would take it in a humble way, and sometimes I would argue with it, you see. Because I had the same problem of finding fault. So we have to learn how to appreciate. And then Papa told me, he said, you've been trained up by the expert guidance of His Holiness Vishnu Chandra Swami. So we have to learn to appreciate our superiors, you see. We have a tendency to be judgmental, argumentative, but we have to learn, Krishna has put me on the direction of this person to bless me with His mercy. I may sometimes not like what they're telling me, it's too heavy for me, I can't take it, but we should not be argumentative. We should learn to see, well, Krishna has put me in this situation, here's a person correcting me and directing me. I should see it's actually as Krishna's mercy and try to learn something. What does that mean? Humble. What is the statement? One should be more tolerant than a tree, offer all respect to others without expecting any respect from oneself. In such a state, what can you do? You can go on chanting what? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. So if you're judgmental of your superiors, what's that going to mean? No taste for chanting. You won't relish the taste of Krishna's name if you're finding fault with your superiors. So even the superiors may not be perfect, but we have to see their sincerity, even though sometimes they may not be right. Sometimes they may tell us something which is not correct, but we have to see that how most of the time they are correct. So we should appreciate their sincerity in trying to correct me. I mean, how many of us were directly trained up by Prabhupada? Only a few. So those who trained us on behalf of Prabhupada, sometimes they made a mistake, but that's very rare. You see, we have to see the good side. Here's a person trying to help me, and we should appreciate the sincerity of their endeavor. So let's see. One should see it as Krishna's arrangement to test our patience, yes, and our respect and disposition, yes, toward Vaishnava, yeah. That's a fact. See Krishna's arrangement. You have more? Okay.
This is a similar question here. We see many examples where a devotee is cursed for a very small mistake to take birth in a demon form. Example, Jai Vijay, Chitraketu Maharaj. So if someone is doing a small mistake or sin, why she put in a situation to commit even more sins? This is about the devotees or the great personalities. This is arranged by Krishna so Krishna can have his own pastimes.
What one should do if one is feeling stagnant in spiritual life? It's like stagnant water becomes polluted, isn't it? So you want to get it flowing again. How do you get it flowing again if you're stagnated? Well, that's why sadhu sangha is very important. Find those devotees who are enthusiastic and take shelter of them. If you're feeling stagnant, you have to take shelter. Now, some people I have many people writing me emails every day from all over the world. And one Mataji, she doesn't like to go to the temple. She wants to go, Radha Kund and chant there. But she's in great difficulty. She doesn't know how to take shelter of devotee association. She thinks on her own she'll be Krishna conscious. That mentality means she's not going to make it, you see. You can't think you'll be Krishna conscious on your own. You can't do it. We require association. So you have the way to get free of being stagnated is by taking shelter of those devotees who are not stagnated. And by their association, you'll become non-stagnated. They say if you want to become a drunkard, associate with drunkards. If you want to become a meat eater, associate with meat eaters. If you want to become a non-stagnated devotee, associate with devotees who are not stagnated.
Staying in devotees association is very important. But when we stay among devotees, there is always a fear of Vaishnava Aparad, then don't commit aparad. Simple as that. Then don't commit. I think that tolerance is not always possible. That is we don't have a humility. The tolerance is not possible. It puts pressure on mind, what to do about it. One should be, if you want to go on chanting, you tolerate. Lord Chaitanya says, Trinadapi suni chena taroraiva sahishna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. If you want to continue the kirtan, we should tolerate. Become more tolerant than a tree and humbler than a blade of grass. Whether we like it, it's our false ego tells, I don't like this, I don't like that. Then that is the reason we've had many questions finding fault with the authorities. But we should understand this is a learning process. We are not pure devotees. It's a learning process and there will be correction.
Even after chanting for 10 years, that's nothing, 10 years. Still the atartas like lust, greed, anger overcome us, and due to this, the enthusiasm to practice Krishna consciousness goes down. What should we do? Well, you know what they say? Chanting is enchanting. So keep chanting. And the anarthas will gradually go away.
How to increase love to Guru, Dev and Srila Prabhupada and not too much focus on management issue. Do you feel grateful to Srila Prabhupada and your spiritual master? Are you grateful to them? Don't you want to serve them? Who gives you such a great knowledge, perfection of your human life? All these thoughts can give us great encouragement to serve the spiritual master, whether it's management or cleaning the toilet. Okay?
Hare Krishna. As I am trying to intensify my spiritual life, I am facing lots and lots of trouble through my mind and senses. I feel like it is very difficult to overcome these temptations. Kindly give some solution. It's a simple matter of the higher taste. We've given the example many, 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 many times. What is the cure for jaundice? Sugar candy. When you have jaundice, how does sugar candy taste? Very, very bitter. So the doctor says, no, my dear patient, you must take sugar candy, even though it tastes horrible, you must take it. You see? And by taking it regularly under your doctor's order, what happens? The sweetness comes back as your jaundice is cured. So that's what you have to do. Those troubles are going to be there. We've been caught up in the material modes of nature for thousands and millions and billions and trillions and quadrillions of lifetimes. Our nature is to try to enjoy these senses. So it's obviously difficult to overcome that tendency. But if you keep taking the sugar candy, the sadhana bhakti, even though it tastes bitter sometimes, to not enjoy my senses, to not serve my senses seems very difficult. But you have to understand these senses are not meant for enjoyment. There's two types of sense gratification, kama and prema. Kama means enjoy your own senses, and prema means give satisfaction to the senses of Krishna. So we don't say give up sense enjoyment, we say transfer your sense enjoyment propensity to satisfying the senses of Krishna. Because that's when you actually become satisfied. When you satisfy the senses of Krishna, then you become truly satisfied. Satisfying your own senses makes you more and more agitated. Just like a cigarette smoker, the more they smoke, the more they get addicted to nicotine. You see? So you have to satisfy the sense of Krishna, and gradually as you do that, you'll experience unlimited satisfaction. So do that, and your life will be successful. Are you ready? Jai, go for it.
Even after getting best of association, best of prasadam, care, love, everything, but still the mind find fault with devotees whom we associate, how to overcome fly-like mentality. Just kill all the flies that comes in your mind, please.
Okay.
And be grateful to the devotees who are helping. That's one way to do it.
Hare Krishna. Very grateful for your association. My question is, in following the four regulative principles, most difficulty I find in no illicit sex. Subtly, I fail to follow. How can I overcome this struggle and remain loyal to Srila Prabhupada? It's the fact illicit sex is a very, very heavy thing. Either they fall down grossly or subtly. Even the subtle fall down is a fall down, you see. Even contemplating illicit sex, you actually engage in illicit sex, even meditating on it, you see. So we have to learn how to kick this out, how to get free of this tendency to think about it or to actually do it. Thinking about it is what leads to doing it. You see, the first thing is you contemplate it, and the next thing you actually do it. So they say you have to nip it in the bud. Don't thinking about it. Don't complicate it. There's a nice example in this connection. Many of our brahmacharis know this verse from Acharya Albandru. Davadi mamma chaita Krishna padara vinde nava nava prasadam yuktanata tadavadi bhattanari sangame smaryamani bhavati mukha vikara shushti manamcha. This Acharya, previously he was a king, and kings mean sex facility is there. Even it's described in Prabhupada's books, the Kshatriyas, if someone wanted a son by the Kshatriya, it's his duty to have sex with her and give her a child. So the Kshatriyas had big facility for sex. If any woman wanted a child, it was a duty to give her sex, you see. And then plus, the king means in the palace there's so many maidens, palace maidens. So he had big facility for sexual intercourse, enjoyment, you see. But now he's become a sadhu. But sometimes he remember those days when he had sexual intercourse with all those girls. So what would he do? He said, ever since I've been engaged in the transcendental loving service of Sri Sri Radha and Krishna, tasting Nava Nava Rasa, the ever-increasing pleasure in that service, whenever I think about having sexual intercourse with a woman, my lips curl with this taste, and I spit at the thought, you see. So to get rid of those thoughts, you have to follow the example and pray for the mercy of Acharya Albandru. You have to learn to be a very good spitter, you see. Just like my dear devotees, when you pass stool, do you flush it down the toilet or you keep it there to enjoy it? Isn't it? So illicit sex is like stool. Do you take a spoon and eat it? No, you flush that damn thing down the toilet, get rid of it. You see. So sexual contemplation is stool floating around the toilet of your mind. So flush it down, get rid of it, whatever it takes. You see? You can say, get out of my mind, you rascal thought. Get out of here, and don't you ever, you can be heavy. Get out of here, you damn thought. I don't want to contemplate breasts and vaginas and all that stuff. I don't want to contemplate it. Get out of my mind. Get out, and don't you ever dare come back. Be heavy with your mind, you see. And that's on the one side. And the other side is put your side on, the higher taste. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Just like I have many memories of Prabhupada that I can remember. And I can think about those. They're very sublime memories. Just like I'll give you an example. It was now Janmashtami. And New Vrindavan. Devotees that come from all over America. It's a wonderful farming community. Beautiful atmosphere out in the forests. And now We Americans were not used to fasting. Here in India, fasting is a normal thing. But in America, fasting? You never heard of such a thing. And now we have to fast all day long until midnight? Oh my God. It's very heavy, you know. And we're just waiting for that feast, that Janmashtami feast. When's it going to come? We're holding off. Oh, I got to hold off. Now midnight has come, the arti, and now we're going to have the feast. We're so in life when the feast is coming. And then Prabhupada said, now we will read Krishna book. Krishna book. One chapter, Prabhupada said, another chapter. And another chapter. And then Prabhupada, we call it the understatement of the century. Prabhupada said, I think you're getting impatient. And then we had the feast. But I can just remember things like that, you know. Who needs sex life? But thinking about those memories, you see. His association was so charming and so wonderful, you see. And another one I can remember, we had a rock opera back in the old days, and it was a story of how a hippie became a devotee. And we had rented a huge professional auditorium that filled with devotees, and they gave Prabhupada a special seat in the center aisle, like a Vyasa-san for him to sit on. And in those days, devotees didn't applaud. Only karmis applaud. Devotees didn't applaud. That's mundane. You don't applaud. That's only for karmis. And after every song in a rock opera, only one person applauded. Prabhupada applauded for every song. And then Prabhupada we were dressed up like hippies with long hair, wigs, you know, pretending like we were smoking marijuana. Pretend. And then Prabhupada said, the hippies are doing their business. And then Prabhupada said, are those all our men up there? So these things, you know, they're so charming. Prabhupada's sense of humor, his compassion, just thinking about all these things are so delightful. Who needs thinking about sex? Prabhupada's pastimes are so nectarian, and there's Krishna Lila and Chaitanya Lila. We have to absorb all those and these things. They're much better than sex. Even a good kirtan is better than having sex. You know what I mean? Find these things which are much better than sex enjoyment. Who needs thinking about that garbage, you know? So that's how you can conquer him. Get that higher taste from Krishna consciousness in so many wonderful ways, you see. So we have to end it. They head out to Mumbai. You want to do one more, Devi, and I do one more? Let's do one more and wrap it up, okay?
How does one keep away from pride when you see you are progressing in Krishna consciousness? That is completely opposite. If you are progressing in Krishna consciousness, pride will go away. Pride is illusion. It's completely opposite. If you are progressing in Krishna consciousness, a tree is loaded with fruit. It bends down. So that means you are not progressing in Krishna consciousness.
Now the last one from my side. Could you please share how Prabhupada wanted us to preach in colleges? So I was sent from our Miami temple to join when Grahastha couple was preaching at the University of Florida. And there was just a couple, just Mother Gayatri and Amarendra Prabhu. So I joined them as like a mother and father. I was like their son, like my mom and dad. It was a really nice, intimate feeling. So Amarendra sent me out to the University of Florida. Has a big central area called the Plaza of the Americas. In a very beautiful, it was a glassy area, you know, grass. And it was a place where the students like to go and just hang out, you know, enjoy between classes. So he sent me out to distribute a lunch at the University of Florida. And I did this for 3 years, every day giving prasadam and many students joined. They joined our ashram because the prasadam was so wonderful. The prasadam in Gainesville, they used to call it Geesville because the prasadam is really good there. And very, very sumptuous, delicious prasadam. So anyway, the new thing came into ISKCON. It wasn't really there in the beginning. It used to be Harinam, but then a new thing came in, book distribution. Get every available devotee on books distribution. So Amarendra was wondering, well, Sankarshan is out there giving out prasadam. He's not doing books. Maybe he should go out on book distribution too. We stopped the lunch program at the campus. So he asked Prabhupada about this. And Prabhupada said, if you keep feeding them prasadam, they will become devotees. So the prasadam program continued. Then one little extra thing I add on to it, the campus authorities didn't like it. These Hare Krishnas are giving out a lunch on the campus. We never authorized them to do that. So they said, okay, you must stop this lunch program. It's now banned. The Qazi said, no more kirtan. You see? No more lunch program. It's now forbidden. You can't give out a lunch on the campus anymore. So Amarendra he was a fighting devotee. He wasn't going to take that. He sent the devotees out to give out prasadam, and the police came, and they put the devotees in handcuffs. And they dragged, now we go to the police car. The devotees refused to go to the police cars, so they dragged them across the campus and put them in the police cars. And all the students were there booing the police and protesting against the police. So we took them to court, and guess who won? The devotees won. We beat those damn rascals, and now the lunch program on the campus of Plaza Americas is going on now for over 50 years. It's still going on. College preaching ki jai. Okay, that's it. Now we're going to roll on down the road to Mumbai, and then to Mayapur, and then Vrindavan, and then Malaysia, and Australia, and then a place called Austin, Texas. Ostentatious Austin. Okay, that's it. We thank you for your wonderful mercy. Here, Prabhu. What's that? You want to add something, Devi?
There is one question here.
Huh?
About you talked about the college preaching. You talked about the college preaching. Here's the preaching to the kids. That is the question.
Okay. The question?
Yes.
Okay.
Could you please share how Prabhupada emphasized on children training? Children training, I would say that what Prabhupada said, we should understand what is. Rishabdev said, one should not become father, mother, guru, or demigods if you cannot deliver your dependence from the cycle of birth and death.
Jai.
So, when the parents try to beget the children, it should not be just a matter of wanting to have a sex, but do the dharma, garbhadhana samskar, and chant your rounds very nicely. Do some austerity.
50 rounds.
Do some austerities like great personalities, Jasoda Mata, Devaki Mata, great to beget the good children first thing. And then think about training the children. Don't just bring them into the cycle of birth and death for your sense pleasures. Then it will be very easy. The child will automatically take in Krishna consciousness. You will not have to train them.
Hare Krishna. We would like to thank His Grace Sankarshan Adhikari Maharaj and Mataji for taking out time. They were on their way to Mumbai, and I requested His Grace Revatipati Prabhu if we can have their association. We are very grateful to them for taking out time early in the morning for us. So let us thank them by once chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. I would request Maharaj and Mataji that from next time onwards, if they can keep a slot for us, that they regularly visit this place, we'll be very happy to have them. So there's a book table put up. There are lots of books, wonderful books that Maharaj has written, and he also has a program where he answers questions online. You could also ask your questions there. I have some books. www.joincourse.com. Okay, that's the one. So there are books like Truth Works, Stop Worrying, Start Living, Know Who You Are and Be Who You Are, and Uttama Bhakti, and there's something else, Pursuit of Excellence in Krishna Consciousness. So a lot of books there are available. You can also, on your way back out, you can have a look at the books and buy them. And then there's breakfast prasadam for everyone downstairs. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.